Budget-friendly wigs can be tricky. This one took a lot of effort to fix. Let me show you how I went from this to this to this. I did my research, I contacted the company, I thought I covered everything, but I still made mistakes with this budget-friendly wig. Today I'm sharing my experience so you don't have to make the same ones. Before making any purchase, I dive deep into research, checking everything from color and fit to quality and the company's reputation. I watched countless videos and even reached out directly to the company. Even though this wig is labeled as budget friendly, that doesn't mean it's cheap. I paid 560 euros for it, plus 133 euros in taxes, and I invested a lot of time making it work for me. Despite all my efforts and the confidence I had from my research, things didn't go as planned. In this video, I'm breaking down all the mistakes I made with this wig in the hope that you can avoid them and save money, time, and nerves. This wig is from the brand Wigshe. It's advertised as 16 inches in length, average size cap, and the color is dark brown. Before I start, I just want to say that I saw so many positive reviews from other women that reviewed this wig. So maybe my not so positive experience is not that common at the end. Nevertheless, I would like to share it with you because I think it's very important. The fit wasn't right. When the wig arrived, I sat down in front of my mirror and tried it on. Almost immediately, I noticed something was off. There was noticeable box hair, which of course is expected and it's normal, but the ear-to-ear fit was incorrect, especially on the left side. And now when I think about it, I should have returned it instead of trying to fix it. The right side was only slightly off and could be adjusted, but the left side was far too big. For context, my ear-to-ear measurements are very petite and I'm used to making cap adjustments from my previous experiences. However, in hindsight, I should have returned this wig instead of trying to fix something that was fundamentally off. Mine is in average size and it fits me well except for the ear-to-ear measurement. Watch my other video on the headphone wig that I have from the same company. I can't stress enough the importance of returning a wig that doesn't fit properly, even if you think you can fix it. Always check the fit right away and don't hesitate to return it if it's significantly wrong. I will link a video on how to properly measure your head so you can avoid these issues. If your head measurements differ from the average, say your circumference is typical for average size, but other dimensions like your ear-to-ear measurement, for example, are more petite, make sure to emphasize that when ordering and communicate any fit issues with the company. I shared my measurements with them expecting they would adjust for a better fit, especially since they claim each piece is made to order. That turned out to be a mistake on my part. I should have especially asked them to pay extra attention to the ear-to-ear measurement as mine is smaller than average. Also, there's noticeable bulk on the left side where the lace is sewn to the cap, which is incredibly annoying. Not examining the hairline before cutting the lace. Before making any irreversible changes like cutting the lace, I wish I had taken the time to inspect every part of the wig, especially the hairline. At first glance, the very front of the hairline looked fine. However, 1 to 2 centimeters back, the density became very thick and heavily knotted, giving it unnatural helmet-like appearance. I only discovered this issue after I had cut the lace, which meant the wig was no longer returnable, unfortunately. Looking back, I realized I should have tried the wig on multiple times in different lighting conditions to catch these flaws early. This experience taught me a crucial lesson. Always examine every detail of your wig, particularly the hairline, before making any irreversible changes. Once you cut the lace, you lose the option to return the wig, so it's essential to spot any issues right from the start. Not ordering fully bleached knots. When I first ordered the wig, I chose fully bleached knots. However, after watching more reviews, I changed my mind and opted for lightly bleached knots instead. Unfortunately, this decision turned out to be a mistake. The dark brown color of my wig made the lightly bleached knots very visible at the front, compromising the natural look I was aiming for. I overlooked that the benefits mentioned in those videos, less visible knots, were based on lighter color wigs. This is a mistake I could have avoided by either customizing the order to suit my color or by returning the wig altogether instead of settling for something that didn't meet my expectations. Plucking the hairline before washing. Looking back, I wish I had waited to wash the wig before plucking the hairline. If I could go back, I would have either asked the company to bleach the knots for me or taking the time to learn how to do it properly at home before touching the hairline. During and after washing, the wig experienced excessive shedding, partly due to the plucking, partly because of its poor construction. I quickly realized that I should have washed the wig first to see how much shedding occurred naturally and then plucked only what was absolutely necessary to avoid over plucking. After spending hours meticulously plucking, I was still left with a wig that looked bulky and kind of helmety on top. The problem was the uneven density across the wig. On the very top, the hand-tied area was overly thick and heavily knotted, making it look far from natural. Meanwhile, the sides featured thinner wefts with sparse hair, which only added to the imbalance. When I examined the wig up close, I noticed the hair lengths were all over the place, a mix of true 16-inch strands and noticeably shorter pieces along with thin ends. Now, a bit of natural growth at the ends is very, very normal and expected, especially at the bottom when you can easily trim them off. But having that uneven growth right in the middle completely disrupted the overall look I was aiming for. This experience definitely has taught me a valuable lesson. Sometimes, no matter how much effort you put into customizing a wig, certain structural problems just aren't fixable. Now that I've washed the wig, let's take a look at how it air dries. As you can see, there is a subtle wave to the hair, but nothing too dramatic. There is also some frizz, but honestly, with a little bit of hair oil or some styling with hot tools, it could be easily taken care of. One thing I do appreciate is the hair still feels pretty nice and soft after washing it. I just wish the hair was distributed more evenly, especially on the sides, because no matter how nice the hair quality is, an unbalanced density is hard to ignore. If your wig isn't right from the start, don't hesitate to return it. Your time and energy and sanity are priceless. Here is what I think about this wig now. After washing, the wig definitely looks and feels better, but I still wish the hair was distributed more evenly on the sides where the wefts are. I must say that the hair quality is very good though. This wig requires a lot of work to look natural, and ordering a budget friendly wig is always a bit of a gamble. Although I trust that the people working at this company are doing their best, at the end of the day, it's still a budget wig. Even though it's affordable, it feels expensive considering all the work needed to improve it. After all the time and effort I put into customizing this wig, plucking, adjusting the fit, and adding face framing layers, it finally feels like something I can wear and enjoy. Now that the density is more balanced, the hairline and parting look so much better, and the overall shape works so much more natural for me. The hair itself feels really nice, and seeing the final result makes all the work feel worth it. I'm also in the process of learning how to bleach knots at home, so I might try bleaching the front knot soon to take the look even further. I hope this review helps you make a more informed decision if you're considering a wig in this price range. Have you tried this brand? Did you experience the same issues? Drop a comment below. I would love to hear your thoughts. See you soon. Bye.